everyone. Welcome back to Rabbit Hole Matrix. I will be your host for the day, as always. And we're going to continue finishing a little bit more of this book, and I'm going to continue to explain a lot of the things along the way. Very important things about reality, life, spirituality. You know, it's a very important thing. There's no greater calling than seeking the ultimate truth in life and reality. I believe that it's foolish not to. What else are we here for other than to learn and to know? And in order to learn and to know, we must first seek. Now, within this book, we will be delving deep into all of these things and much more as we peel back the layers of the onion. If you've ever questioned the irrationality of government and their clearly nefarious agenda, then this book is for you. If you ever felt like an outcast in this world, misunderstood by most of the population, then this book is for you. If you, like myself, are someone who seeks truth all the way to its source before swallowing it whole, then again, this book is for you. Now is the time to make your decision. Now. You can take the blue pill, in which you close this book and continue living in your reality bubble inside the simulation, or you can take the red pill, and we'll both see how deep this rabbit hole goes. I'm about to enter in here. Now, I apologize if some people take some of the things I say, unkindly. I do not mean any harm or ill to anyone. This is just a lot of meditation, contemplation, research, and you come to an understanding. And it's bad character to put out falsities. We must always speak truth, no matter how hard it might be at that time. Truth is power. It really is. Lies only lead to confusion, and with confusion comes destruction and death. So we're going to start here. In October of 2023, Hamas, the Palestinian government, planned an attack on Israel led by highly trained killers who parasailed into Israeli territory, raping, murdering, and kidnapping any and everyone they could get their hands on, while simultaneously attempting to overwhelm Israel's Iron Dome with thousands of surface-to-air missiles. When all was said and done, upwards of 1,400 civilians had been brutally murdered, while hundreds of others were kidnapped and taken to Gaza as hostages, where they still remain. And we're going to be getting into that too, because that's all part of the conspiracy, my friends, all part of the conspiracy. But conspiracy is nothing but a truth yet to be revealed. Always remember that. Now, as we, horrendous, right? This was pretty horrendous, absolutely. But how was this missed by not only our government, one of the fucking top-notch spy masters of the world? We got the NSA, we know what's going on around the world at all times. America is not the type of nation that ever slacks on any type of potential threat. It's not going to happen. We have bases on the moon right now, on the dark side of the moon. We even have people that we've already sent to Mars to explore because they know that there was prior life on Mars. All of these things are happening right now, and I will reveal all these things as best I can. Now, how was this missed by not only our government but Israel, two of the most advanced powers in the world with technology we can only dream about? Miss something that should have been and was blatantly obvious? Not in a million years. Not only were both governments aware of Hamas's operations and their plans, they allowed them to be fulfilled, completely unimpeded. The answer is why. There's many reasons, which I will attempt to explain as we progress. One of the biggest reasons this was allowed to happen and to take place is to appease the beast. You're going to hear me saying this a lot because you have the devourer. He's a consumer. He consumes everything in his path, and that's what the beast is. He's Malak. He's Cain. He's Satan. He's Set. He's Sut. Seti. He's all of these things. These ancient names. He's Nimrod. Nimrod was a mighty hunter. He was a rebel. He is a rebel. And what was Cain? Cain was the rebel. Cain was Nimrod. Cain became Nimrod after he was cast out of paradise. And look, I'm gonna get to all this stuff for you, but I wanna continue on so I don't get too lost here. If you guys have any questions or anything, just post them down below and I'll respond to them as soon as I can. Now, this is the biggest reason this was allowed to happen was simply to appease the beast. This attack, its deaths, and the subsequent deaths of thousands of innocent Palestinian men, women, and children were and are all human sacrifices to the ancient deity Molech, or Moloch. As you can read in my previous book, The Agenda 101, I go into further detail. However, due to this segment I got here, I'm going to briefly explain who Molech is, and why these people were indeed human sacrifices. See, Moloch is an ancient Celto-Sumerian Canaanite Babylonian deity to whom mothers and fathers would sacrifice their children to in order to be forgiven for their sins. Now, this is going to come into this is going to come in real handy when I get to talking about Jesus Christ. Please, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, but I have to explain the mysteries. There are sacred mysteries that are very hard to understand. That's why you have to take your time and understand, step by step, tiptoe into it. Converse with your Lord. He will converse with you back. Now, Molech has many names, some of which for the purposes of understanding I'm going to mention here. Moloch, Bel, Sin, Baal, Sut, Set, Cronus, Saturn, Satan. Are you guys getting the picture yet? He's not a nice guy. Look, Moloch is an evil deity that was known for making mothers weep. These demons that run the world are his followers. They are his seed. There are seeds of light and darkness that manifest in this world. It's the polarity of all things. You have hot, you have cold, you have good, you have bad. Not everybody that comes into this world is a good being. There has to be some type of balance. There has to be. It's how nature works. So whenever you see certain people, know that there are soul people, soul-filled people, and there are soul-less people. They don't have souls. They are walking. They can be likened to an NPC on a computer game or something. All they're doing is following code, and then they're an avatar that these demons can use to enter our realm, and they're always people in high positions too. They have to be, because those are the strings of power. But the people that we see dancing around on stage aren't anything but puppets. There's a conglomerate of very wealthy bloodlines that have ruled the world since time immemorial. And we're going to be getting into all this stuff. So, every year, I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of this stuff already, but I'm going to cover some of it for you guys that don't know. But every year at a place called Bohemian Grove, many of the world's most powerful elite gather together to perform sadistic rituals for many days before ending their gathering with human sacrifice. They perform this sacrifice before a 40-foot stone owl named Moloch. Coincidence? I think not. The owl is a symbol. It's a symbol of night, or night means darkness, as well as his female as well as it means Moloch's female counter. It's a symbol for Moloch's female counterpart, Lilith. And Lilith in Sumerian was known as the Lady of Beasts. And we're going to go on a little bit. In Greek mythology, Cronus was a cannibal and an eater of children. This is very important. Always remember Cronus and Satan, the devourer of Moloch, and Satan from the Bible. In Greek mythology, Cronus was a cannibal and eater of children. His own children, in fact. The thing is, we get the word cannibal when you combine two of his titles. Cain and Baal are both titles that can pretty much mean the same thing. Cain, Khan, king, and same thing goes with Baal. Baal means Lord, So King, Lord Cain, or Cain the Lord, however you want to put it. But cannibal is where we, and the thing is, it's funny that cannibalism is the same thing as the originator of cannibalism, which was Cronus. He was a devourer, the consumer. And we're going to get to a little bit later on. I'm gonna get into Egyptian gods, and they have a devourer that we're gonna get to know pretty well. So where was I? All right. In Greek, okay, yeah. Cain. When you combine the two words, Cain and Baal, yes. And we're talking about Cain from the Bible. See, Cain was the father of the Canaanite people, the very same people who praised and sacrificed to Moloch. And the thing is, for purposes of understanding, it's imperative that I take you from the beginning to the end. You see, you need it to understand. Long ago, according to Greek mythology, Uranus was the ruler of the universe and father of the gods. Cronus was evil, Cronus was evil from birth and wanted to rule the universe. So one day armed with a scythe, he attacked his father, castrated him, and usurped the throne to become the supreme ruler of the universe. Cronus also has a wife named Rhea. Rhea is the personification of matter, basically, is what you could say. Cronus was very prideful. He was extremely paranoid that one day someone would do to him the exact same thing that he had done to his father. So every time his wife Rhea became pregnant, as soon as she gave birth, he would swallow all of his children whole. This is where the cannibalism comes from, but he also swallowed a lot of his brothers and sisters too before his ultimate usurping of the throne from his father Uranus. So, but anyways, eventually his wife became tired of him eating all of their children. I don't blame her. I'd be pretty sick of it too. And she tried to stop him. So one day she became pregnant with her son Zeus, and she feared for his life. She knew she couldn't hide her pregnancy from her husband, so she formulated a plan to deceive him. She gave birth to Zeus in secret, and then gave him to a relative to raise until he was old and strong enough to return to challenge his father. Rhea then took a stone, wrapped it in swaddling cloth, and gave it to her husband to eat. He was fooled briefly, but then he became outraged and began eating every child he could find, hoping to eliminate the one that would one day return to take the throne. Anyone who's familiar with the Bible should automatically be thinking about Herod. Remember Herod? He wanted to look for the firstborn son because he was afraid that he was the king and that he would come back and take the throne. I'm going to be taking you guys down a road that a lot of you guys might be a little nervous to travel down because of your core beliefs. But you must always remember that nothing true can come from a bad thing. Everything in reality produces something after its own make and its kind. That's why the universe itself could not be a spontaneous act, and it could not be something created by non-intelligence, because non-intelligence cannot beget intelligence. You see, you can't get something from no thing. Nothing literally means no thing. No thing plus no thing equals no things. It's not going to happen. If you plant an apple tree, you don't get a mustard tree. You get an apple tree. It's just how the universe works. So intelligence had to beget intelligence. And it's just, this works on all levels of reality. And I want to get into that stuff a lot deeper too, but I don't want to bombard you guys with too much right now. I hope you guys hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be taking you guys down some serious roads. And it's really for the benefit of yourself. This is spiritual warfare. This is battlefield Earth, really. We're fighting right now to free ourselves from the mental prison that we've been programmed to believe is the only thing that's real. Now I hope you guys like. I'll check you guys. See you guys later. Again, this is a rabbit hole matrix.